We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with MMAT Metamaterials Inc. And today, MMTLP Torchlight Preferred Shares officially has been removed, right? The whole entire date was confirmed, as you see it popping up here on the screen, by FINRA and how things were playing out with the halt. We're going to break down what's going on here with MMAT. And MMAT was not the only stock experiencing volatility. The overall market did as well. And our SpyBot at 9:40 a.m. sent out a bear indicator. And from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 Vision. And put options went up 300% plus within hours, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 Vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, receiving this clarity and edge, and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with MMAT. A lot of people are speculating right now. This is just speculation, not guaranteed, that this could squeeze again. In my personal opinion, not financial advice, I would like to see this stay above $1. That's where the real strength is, because if not, this could actually get into a delisting issue again, as it actually got itself out of it. But before we break down the charts and everything going on here with MMAT, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunities that were mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home runs of the day were spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on in the pre-market and receive this edge and clarity of the charts, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of our growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the first home run was from our Tesla bot. Our Tesla bot sent out a bear indicator at 9:35 a.m. From that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 Vision. And put options went up 200% plus within hours, guys. And our second home run, we caught this one in the pre-market, pulling downwards and sitting sideways towards the bell. KSPN, we were looking for that bull indicator and those inflows to stay above the midpoint and pick back up. Full strength there on 42 Vision, and it hit a highest point of 25% plus, guys. If you guys want to know about these stocks early on in the pre-market and receive this edge and clarity of the charts, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with MMAT Metamaterials Inc. completing a full transition here from the rip area on December 7th to the dip area here between December 9th and the 12th. And we had previously jumped up from the 5th and the 6th, from a dip area to a rip area, and full transition back down from the rip to the dip. And if it's your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 Vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and the strength and weakness within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here, and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 Vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with MMAT Metamaterials Inc. under a bull indicator at around $1.38 when it popped up yesterday, and it hit highs here of 158, and the inflows had crossed over. Now within this volatility, there's sideways action and consolidation here, and outflows have crossed again, but no bear indicator just yet on the 30-minute, and the inflows are fighting to get back over the midpoint there, and they haven't crossed yet. We're below the midpoint, and if it continues below it or rejects it again and comes back down and turns red, outflows are going to be dominating here going into tomorrow, and I'm going to be watching that into the rest of this week. And if a bear indicator pops up in the process, that's going to be critical, right? Now within the volatility here on the 15-minute, you could see here how it got a bull indicator here within the volatility at 138 as well, after getting a bear indicator up here at 145, and the inflows are fighting to stay above, and they just crossed back down. So we have a lot of mix and match here of extreme volatility going on, and a lot of people are watching MMAT after the closure and privatization of Torchlight preferred shares of MMTLP, and a lot of people were speculating that eventually it would unhalt after the FINRA news that came out last Friday and so forth. And now here we are, and it never got unhalted, right? And this is why I will always stick to charts, watching these inflow versus outflows and bull and bear indicators. As I've stated in previous videos, I love all of you guys that support me and watch my videos. I would see your comments down below, and a lot of you guys were stating that technicals were not as relevant in this current situation, and I understood where everyone was coming from. But at the end of the day, the charts are there for a reason, whether it's a squeeze play or long-term or short-term or momentum, whatever it may be. I will always follow the charts, guys. This is just my opinion and perspective alone, not financial advice, just the approach that I take and what has worked for me, right? I will never ignore the charts, even if it's a squeeze play or not, because MMAT here, the whole entire story, when it started to run here back in October from 80 cents, got back over $1 and hit highs here of $2.50, is the same story that MMTLP took. And since then, way back here in December 7th and also here around the middle of November, things started to slow down on MMTLP as they were both indirectly correlated. And this downward trend here, when you do a big channel here from way up here at the 2s back to the 1s here, was the trajectory that MMTLP was taking even before the whole scandal and news of FINRA coming out and halting it, and also all of a sudden shorts going ahead and not having to cover live with a unhalted stock, if not a halted stock, and got private days before, basically, right? Because even though it was halted, the privatization was going to be at that last date on the 13th, which is today, and it got paused and halted since the 9th. So a lot of confusion, something that came out of nowhere, and no one saw FINRA doing such a thing. But the charts were showing a story all along and where the weakness was. And if you zoom out here on MMTLP, and also when you looked at MMAT, as I'm going to zoom out here, both of them had the same trajectory, right? Those outflows crossed significantly in November and also here in December, and you can see it there. So the same exact movements, not to the T, but reactions, since they were indirectly correlated during the time of everything going on. Well, MMAT had some type of movement near that upside and downside with MMTLP within the process. And now everyone's watching MMAT as it could possibly squeeze, right? That's the speculation, not guaranteed, as I've stated in previous videos. But here are the key levels that I'm watching. The first thing is 130, guys. That's where things started to pick up yesterday, right before those inflows picked up. 130 is a key support. It got pretty close to it today, around 132. And if 130 gets broken through, the next level I'll be watching is 125 to 120. I'm going to be watching if these inflows can get back up and cross the midpoint to the upside, start reflecting into the chart, and if this bull indicator does not get canceled by a bear indicator, because if it does, that means that things are starting to pull back down really fast. And also we have the 30-minute pulling to the downside away from the midpoint and continuing that strength on the 1-hour chart. As you see here, that outflows are right there, right? They're slightly above the midpoint, but if it crosses down, that can reflect very quickly here within the chart. So I'm going to be watching that going into tomorrow. And the 15-minute, we want it to pull back up and not go any lower, because this could roll over into the 30-minute as well. So that's the support levels I'm watching to the downside. To the upside, the first resistance is 145, and the high that was reached yesterday at 158 to 160. And if that staircase effect could start building momentum, the next resistance above that is 180, guys. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.